Valmiki Ramayana, Ayodhya Kanda, Book Number 2, Sarga 50, Roman numeral L 50. The HALT under the INGUDÍ. So, through the wide and fair extent of Koshala, the hero went. Then toward Ayodhya back he gazed, and cried with supple hands upraised, "Farewell, dear city, in this place, protected by Kakuchta's race. And gods who in thy temples dwell, and keep thine ancient and keep thine ancient citadel. I from his death my sire will free, thy well-loved towers again will see. And coming from my wild retreat, my mother and my father meet." Then burning grief inflamed his eye, as his right arm he raised on high. And while hot tears his cheek bedewed, addressed the mournful multitude, by love and tender pity moved. "Your love for me you well have proved. Now turn again with joy and win success in all your hands begin." Before the high-souled chief they bent, with circling steps around him went, and then with bitter wailing they departed each his several way. Like the great sun engulfed by night, the hero sped beyond their sight, while still the people mourned his fate and wept aloud, disconsolate. The car-borne chieftain passed the bound of Koshala's delightful ground, where grain and riches bless the land, and people give with liberal hand. A lovely realm unvexed by fear, where countless shrines and stakes appear, where mango groves and gardens grow, and streams of pleasant water flow, where dwells content a well-fed race, and countless kine the meadows grace, filled with the voice of praise and prayer, each hamlet worth a monarch's care. Before him three-path Ganga rolled, her heavenly waters bright and cold. O'er her pure breast no weeds were spread, her banks were hermit visited. The car-borne hero saw the tide that ran with eddies multiplied, and thus the charioteer addressed, "Here on the bank today we rest, no distant from the river sea. There grows a lofty INGUDÍ, with blossoms thick on every spray. There rest we, charioteer, today. I on the Queen of Floods will gaze, whose holy stream has highest praise, where deer and bird and glittering snake, God Daitya barred, their pastime take." Sumantra Lakshman gave assent, and with the steeds they thither went. When Rama reached the lovely tree, with Sita and with Lakshman he alighted from the car with speed. Sumantra loosed each weary steed, and hand to hand in reverence laid, stood near to Rama in the shade. Rama's dear friend, renowned by fame, who of Nishada lineage came. Guha, the mighty chief, adored through all the land as sovereign lord. Soon as he heard that prince renowned was resting on Nishada ground, begirt by counselor and peer, and many an honored friend drew near. Soon as the monarch came in view, Rama and Lakshman toward him flew. Then Guha, at the sight distressed, his arms around the hero pressed, laid both his hands upon his head, bowed to those lotus feet, and said, O Rama, make thy wishes known, and be this kingdom as thine own. Who, mighty armed, will ever see a guest so dear as thou to me? He placed before him dainty fare, of every flavor, rich and rare, brought forth the gift for honored guest, and thus again the chief addressed. Welcome, dear prince, whose arms are strong. These lands and all to thee belong. Thy servants we, our Lord art thou. Begin, good king, thine empire now. See various food before thee placed, and cups to drink and sweets to taste. For thee soft beds are hither borne, and for thy horses grass and corn. The Gua, as he pressed and prayed, thus Raghu's son his answer made. 'Twas I thy care my heart to please, with honor, love, and courtesies. And friendship brings thee now to greet thy guest thus humbly on thy feet. Again the hero spake as round the king his shapely arms he wound. Gua, I see that all is well with thee and those who with thee dwell, that health and bliss and wealth attend thy realm, thyself, and every friend. But all these friendly gifts of thine, bound to refuse, I must decline. Grass, bark, and hide, my only wear, and woodland roots and fruit my fare. On duty all my heart is set, I seek the woods unanchored. A little grass and corn to feed the horses, this is all I need. So by this favor, king alone, shall honor due to me be shown. For these good steeds, who brought me here, are to my sire supremely dear, and kind attention paid to these will honor me and highly please. Then Gua quickly bade his train give water to the steeds and grain, and Rama, ere the night grew dark, paid evening rites in dress of bark, and tasted water on the strand drawn from the stream by Lakshman's hand. And Lakshman with observance meet bade his beloved brother's feet, who rested with his Maithili spouse, then set him down neath distant boughs, and Guha with his bow set near to Lakshman and the charioteer, and with the prince conversing kept his faithful watch while Rama slept. As Dasharatha's glorious hair, of lofty soul and wisdom rare, reclining with his Sita there, beside the river lay. He who no troubles e'er had seen, whose life a life of bliss had been, that night beneath the branches green, passed pleasantly away. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Footnotes 151.1, known to Europeans as the Gomati. 151.2. A tree commonly called ingua. Ingua, the fig tree. 152.1. Sacrificial posts to which the victims were tied. Okay. Another BS translating sacrificial posts, meaning, some victims, quote unquote victims, were tied. No, animal was tied, stupid. Animal was tied too. Okay, there were sacrifices of animals, not human beings. Sacrifices of human beings was underground by the worshippers of Kali, the goddess Kali. It is recommended sometimes in those Tamastic scriptures, in the scriptures in the mode of ignorance, for people who are ghostly haunted, who are demoniac, to sacrifice some human animal, dumbass animal, to goddess Kali. These are all, how to say, satanic rituals for the people in a low status of consciousness. Okay, so this is what I hate, this kind of insinuation that victims, they're not victims, they're animals. Okay, animals were tied to sacrificial posts back then during Satya Yuga, 1.5 million years ago. Okay, beautiful description, absolutely beautiful description of Rama reaching the banks of Ganga and meeting with his pure devotee Gua, who was of Nishada race. Nishada race means, again, low class race, but in relationship to Rama, everything is glorious. Even a low class becomes a high class. I read also ValmikiRamayana.net translation of this chapter, and there is much more description of the beauty of Ganga. In this particular chapter of this translation by Ralph Griffith, there is not as much description of Ganga. So this is interesting. It is more concise translation. I was wondering, why would he not describe the beauty of Ganga as it is described in Ramayana? It seems like Ralph Griffith didn't want to translate the whole chapter. That's a bummer. But whatever he did is excellent. It is beautiful. Rama was brimming with grief, his eyes bedewed with tears when he was facing Ayodhya and said the last goodbye. Absolutely beautiful. Jai Ramayana ki Jai. Jai Shri Ram. Hail Ram. Roma Victa. Ciao.